My name is Shirley Randolph. What is communication? Is it how loudly someone talks? Can a person who hasn't said a word properly communicate with someone? What if I told you that men and women speak different languages? What would you say to that? I'm here today to inform you about the differences between male and female communication. I picked this topic because I have the worst luck communicating in relationships. I am a talker, and I think it's important that I am heard. It is also equally important that I listen. Now, based on past experiences, I've noticed that men don't like to listen. Neither do they like to talk about things of importance, such as relationships and money. I don't mind saying what's on my mind, and that sometimes seems to intimidate a lot of people. Meanwhile, to keep the communication off of a man, he tends to go in the background. He will get quiet, and he'll let someone else have the floor. There are 3 points I'd like to discuss with you about communications. The first one is why communicate. The second one is he says. And the third one is she says. Now, there are 3 primary reasons why people communicate. The first reason is to give or get information. The second is to persuade or prevent someone from doing something. And the third is to either uplift or degrade someone. So I don't care what your situation is on why you talk, it will fit into one of those 3 categories. Communication is a give and receive type relationship. According to John Hester, communication is more than just listening to words. True listeners look beyond words. They search for meaning. They search for emotion. Not only that, you have to show you are listening. Jump into that conversation. Provide feedback. Show that you are being an active listener. Deborah Tannen, a professor and an author, believes that men and women differ in the focus behind their communication. What that basically means is there are ulterior motives to why men talk versus the motives to why women talk. Men converse with the focus on achieving social status and avoid failure, while women focus on achieving personal connections and to avoid social isolation, which to me says women just don't like to be alone. Now, the second topic is he says. There are several reasons why and how men communicate. The first one, men desire to give information while remaining independent of the other party. The second, men are comfortable telling others what to do, appealing superior over everyone else. Men want to get straight to the bottom line and choose without consulting or conflict. The fourth, men communicate to give information, solve problems, and show expertise. What's funny is even when they lack the expertise, they still like to feel dominant. Men love that dominance, that power, and typically don't like their authority being questioned nor jeopardized. She says, and we ladies say a lot. Women desire intimacy in conversations to feel connected to others. Women try to avoid the appearance of being superior, which means in most cases, a woman will take down for different reasons. She don't want to seem like she's outshining her mate, or just to make him feel superior, she'll come down. Women want to reach consensus and consult with others before deciding, which means before a woman makes a final choice, she will consult in her family, she will consult in her friends, maybe even a pastor, just to get a second opinion to see exactly how she should make this decision. Women communicate to build relationships, which is true. Sometimes that can be good, sometimes that can be bad. Women use words to make a point and express more feelings. And I think what that means is, and I'll give you an example, as opposed to a woman saying, oh, I went to work today, it was okay. we won't say it like that. We got to say, oh, I went to work today, and guess what she had on, and guess what he said, and this happened. Women use more vivid details to get our point across, because just a simple sentence won't do it for us. We're way more dramatic than that. Well, do you guys have any questions for me? Yes.
Do you feel like your research is accurate? Like what you talked about with the differences between how women talk and how men talk, do you feel like that's accurate? Like,
I do. I had to rid myself of all bias because I wanted to make sure I was understanding and adhering to what I was reading. And I find a lot of times, and in my reading, that in order to avoid conflict, even when a woman knows she's right and her man is wrong, she will either get quiet, get silent, but won't overstep her boundaries just for the sake of not having an argument. Does anyone else?
As an educated woman, do you feel like if your mate was not college educated, would you kind of tone down your education for him? Would you personally do that?
Definitely not. I've learned from the past to date someone equally as I am, and I have a tendency to name call and degrade people when I think that they are stupid, maybe. So it wouldn't be in my best interest to date anyone that's not on my level, because as soon as I get upset is when the downgrading comes. Does anyone else have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it depends on the situation about me taking down to make the guy feel better.
What do you mean?
Sometimes I do want to raise them up, but sometimes I want to hit below the belt. Depends on what kind of feeling I'm in that day.
And I completely understand that. I was reading a book, I believe on Mr. Draylock, or Drylock, about that. A man will be wrong, will know he's wrong, but will sit there and argue that opinion to the very end. Whereas a woman, if she knows she's wrong, she's willing to apologize, she's willing to take down, and she just does not want to argue. Women want that intimacy with her mate, and arguing will repel that and draw distance in between and draw conflict and confusion, and that's not what women want. Any more questions?
I have one more quick question. Is there, do you feel like there's any similarities between how women and men communicate?
I do, and this goes back to what she mentioned about being educated. Educated women, or I should say educated people, make different choices. They tend to take the higher road, and Michelle Obama said it best, when they go low, we go high. And so I think that when you have two educated people, they both tend to try to take the high road, and they'll uplift each other as opposed to turn each other down.
Thank you.
Thank you. So in conclusion, I believe that there is a difference in the way male and females communicate. It can be verbal, and it can also be nonverbal. Both are clearly understood each way. Thank you.
We over 8 minutes.